Yo, 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 yo. What's good with it, man? It's the homie MACK. Music, art, culture, knowledge, each one teach one. Peace and love to all. Reporting live from the Dogon. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. Done with the formalities. Let's get straight to it. This is a session of MACK minutes. I know I said I owed y'all a Mackin' with MACK. Mackin' with MACK being the book review series. And it's coming. The book again that I will be reviewing is The Devil You Know by Charles Mgtow. Really a really pertinent, relevant piece of literature. Especially for ADOS. But before I get to that book review, I'm gonna do it probably tomorrow, likely. I'm gonna do a MACK minute session. Today, a very prodigious, ubiquitous, far-reaching dynamic I see in social media is the whole aspect of like dating coaches, the whole aspect of the red pill, the Mgtow, men going their own way, hyper-feminism, a lot of narratives that are a lot of narratives from men that are anti-women, and a lot of narratives from women that are anti-men, misandry at its finest. There's misogyny and misandry personified. Again, I see it, they call themselves dating coaches, and I think there are some people who genuinely, they use their platforms to try to create healthy interactions between men and women. I think those people do exist, but it seems like the ones who are getting the most shine, the ones who are getting the most, like their message is just reaching so far, so wide, are essentially the people who are making it seem, the women who are making it seem like men are the enemy, and the men that are making it seem as though women are the enemy. I can't escape it. Everybody's a dating expert. Everybody knows female nature. Everybody knows male's nature. Everybody's talking about masculine energy and feminine energy. And again, I do think some people are well intended. I think they want to mend and foment healthy relationships between men and women. But again, the message that seems to be the loudest are the ones that speak against masculine energy, or the ones that speak against feminine energy, the ones that cause a lot of separation and division between men and women. It's almost like the whole concept of love has dissipated, has been repurposed to mean something that's very empty and shallow. It's like there's a heavy sentiment of, just don't get married. Don't get married. These hoes ain't loyal. These dudes, they don't want nothing solid with you, no way. They just want to use you for your body, and they're saying that the female nature is bad. It's just helter skelter out here. And I think all of this, and think about it. There's a lot of these people who have huge platforms, and it promotes it promotes a lot of divisions, very divisive between men and women. And this is just my opinion. I'm starting to wonder if this is a psyop. What is a psyop, Matt? I'll tell you. Psyop is short for psychological operations. It's pretty much mind fucking. Excuse my language. But we try to be concise over here at MACK TV, so I'm going to give you the official definition so you can understand the parameters and the things that the overall notion that psyop entails. Okay. Psyop, psychological operations, are operations to convey selected information and indicators to audiences to influence their emotions, motives, and objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals. Let's see. Give me 1 second. One second. The purpose of the U.S. psychological operations is to induce or reinforce behavior favorable to U.S. objectives. Now this is more from a more global military political aspect, but it all ties into what I'm about to say. They are an important part of the range of diplomatic, informational, military, and economic activities available to the U.S. They can be utilized during both peacetime and conflict. There are three main types: strategic, operational, and tactical. Not going to go into all that. A psyop can encourage popular discontent with the opposition's leadership, and by combining persuasion with a credible threat. Degrade an adversary's ability to conduct or sustain military operations. They can also disrupt, confuse, and protract the adversary's decision-making process. Undermining command and control. When properly employed, PSYOP have potential to save the lives of friendly or enemy forces by reducing the adversary's will to fight, by lowering the adversary's morale and then its efficiency. I know you guys are like, whoa, why are you using all these, why are you referencing the military? But PSYOPs are, my concept of PSYOPs, I was introduced to it through warfare. Back in the Gulf War, I think it was like 91, 92, there was a lady, they called her Baghdad Betty. And basically, she would get over, there were like these live radio broadcasts. And she would tell the U.S. soldiers, leave, go home. Your wife is probably sleeping with another man. Your wife is probably sleeping with a celebrity. Your wife is, she even said Bart Simpson, but they weren't in tune with American culture all the way, so they didn't know that Bart Simpson wasn't an actual person. But what I'm saying is, this actually affected the morale of some of the soldiers. And they started to wonder, like, dang, maybe my wife is out here getting her back blown out by somebody, by the mailman, I don't know. Another example, Joseph Kony during 2012, he had something called the Lord's Resistance Army. The Lord's Resistance Army. I believe they were going down the eastern coastline of Africa, down towards South Africa. And essentially he had an army. They were causing a lot of, I think he had child soldiers. There was a lot of conflict, he was kicking up a lot of dust. And America wanted to intervene. Don't ask me why, but they wanted to do it in a humane way. So what they did was this. They got their PSYOP soldiers. That's crazy. They have people delineated as PSYOP soldiers. It's kind of spooky when you think about it. But again, PSYOP, when you look into the U.S. tactical military operations, PSYOPs, their mantra is persuade, change, influence. Again, persuade, change, influence. And pretty much, the U.S. soldiers, the PSYOP soldiers, they created, they found out where one of the chief radio communicators of Kony's army, where he was. They located him. No, they didn't locate him. They located his family, his aunt. His mother, his daughter, and his uncle. And they made recordings, voice recordings, saying, them telling him, come home, just leave, stop the resistance, leave, just come back home. And eventually, eventually the chief radio operator, he's hearing these broadcasts. Imagine like being a soldier on the field in a jungle terrain, and you hear your mother's voice being played over a speaker. And she's telling you, come home. And then you hear your daughter saying, come home. And then you hear your uncle saying, come home, just leave. Psychologically, that's going to mess with you. And then the PSYOP soldiers took it even further. They flew over the Lord's Resistance Army and they dropped off pamphlets with messages on it. Pamphlets with pictures of the chief radio communicator's mother telling him to come home. His daughter telling him to come home. His uncle telling him to come home. So eventually he broke. Because he's sitting here thinking, these people may kill my family. Let me just go back. Maybe I can be diplomatic. And I guess make all this dissolve and go away. So eventually he went back home, and this really lowered the morale of the Lord's Resistance Army, and they went from 2,000 soldiers, it dwindled down to like 100. So that I'm giving that as an example to show you how PSYOPs work. One of the main things I said, the mantra of PSYOPs is what? Persuade, change, influence. Let's keep it a buck. Henry Kissinger, and I know people are going to say, well, who's creating this PSYOP to cause division between men and women? I don't know. Is it the government? I'm not gonna say for sure, but I don't put it past them. I mean, Henry Kissinger is noted as saying he wanted to promote homosexuality as a means of population control. That's facts. You can look that up. And oddly enough, Henry Kissinger is quoted as saying, "Nobody will win the battle of the sexes because there's too much fraternizing between the enemy." Go figure. But yeah, when I look at, I'm not even gonna name these people's names. Y'all know who the relationship dating coaches, the people who have all these critiques from men and women. There are some people, especially there. You know, my girlfriend. She sent me. she sent me an interesting piece of literature from this supposed black organization that wanted to, I guess, rectify or heal or bring black men and black women together. And supposedly, and maybe they mean well, but the way that I processed what they were saying, it was more divisive. They were basically saying collectively black men are doing this to black women. Collectively. I guess my thing is, I understand to bring about healing, there needs to be accountability. But to make a broad statement and say all black men, I have a problem with that. And at the end of the day, when I read everything that was posted, when I saw the responses to what I said, I realized this thing was not solution based. It's sensationalism. PSYOP is to trigger emotions, persuade you. You know what black women would see something like that and think, yeah, I want to deal with the black man. No, it's divisive. It's hella divisive, and there's no solution inserted. You know, I'm a solution based person. I like to solve problems. I like to fix things. Some people would say that my problem is sometimes I try to find problems before they happen, and I feel like I'm circumventing things. But sometimes if I'm not careful, I can create problems that are not there. I realize that. But yeah, I wonder if all these dating coaches, these gurus, I wonder if they're informants. I wonder if, because we said a PSYOP is meant to break down the morale of a particular group of people, or potentially turn one group of people against another group of people by appealing to their emotional biases. You know, which would further perpetuate division between the two. Like I told one of my old heads at work, I said, I don't think relations between men and women, I don't think they've ever been this rife, this bad. There are just so many repugnant things I see online that men say about women, that women say about men. I'm encountering so many men that are just like, fuck marriage. I don't, like, why? I have to chase you so I can pay all your bills and maintain your lifestyle. That's how some men are thinking. And then I'm seeing some women say, well, you know what? I don't want to be your concubine. I don't want to get married either. So it's just, and I'm coming from an African-centered narrative, so I'm always going to think masculine principle, feminine principle. They bring cohesion and balance to one another. I'm kind of old school like that. Geb, Newt, Isis, Osiris, Ogun, Shango, not Ogun, Shango, Oya. My fault. Oya, not Ogun is masculine. Oya, Shango. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, Oya, Shango. There's just always been a masculine premise and a feminine premise, and they bring balance to one another. As a man, I have no problem saying I do need a woman. There's certain things that women, their inherent gifts, certain spiritual dynamics to women that I need in my life. And conversely, there are certain gifts and spiritual principles that I have as a man that a woman would need in her life to bring balance to one another. I'm all about healing. I'm all about people being transparent, being honest with themselves. And I just wonder, like, I feel like at this point, one of the most revolutionary things a black man can do is marry a black woman and have a family. Something that basic. Yeah, this is just my theory. I can't say yay or nay. I cannot corroborate this for sure. But I can't help but wonder, because there is like a whole. I know so many men that are just like, I'm good. I'll enjoy a woman. I'll have sex with a woman. I'll even befriend a woman. But as far as like, having a family, trying to build with a woman, no. And I feel like the notion that's sold to women is, be free with your sexuality, do as thou wilt. And I feel like we're telling women that, but we're not talking about consequences, But I know some feminists probably have an issue with what I'm saying, but I'm not attacking anyone. I do believe people should ultimately make the choices that are best for them, but I think there's way too much separation and division that's being perpetuated, that's being sold. The whole red pill movement, I think it comes from a place of dejection and anger, rage. I do think there's legitimacy to it, because when you look at the infrastructure, alimony, child support, these things are not even meant to benefit the child or or even the woman all the way. I mean, the government gets a piece of that money. But yeah, I'm not anti-woman. I'm not a misogynist. I'm just trying to figure out how we can heal the wounds and make families great. Create a culture that values the masculine premise, that values the feminine premise, and sees how they work as a unit in cohesion with one another. Because it's bad out here, man. Things I hear women say about men, things I hear men say about women, and nobody's winning. Nobody's winning. Strong families build strong communities build strong nations. So white, black, yellow, green, purple, male, female, men, women. I know some people have an issue with the word female.